We're back on the SportsMax Zone and we're going to talk some cricket now. The third edition of the Vincy Premier League T10 tournament is set for the 15th of May to the 30th of May in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Like the previous two editions, this year's event will have 6 teams: Grenadine Divers, La Soufriere Hikers, Salt Pond Breakers, Darkview Explorers, Botanic Gardens Rangers and Fort Charlotte Strikers. All matches will be played at the Honestvale ground. La Soufriere Hikers won the last tournament back in November, dethroning the inaugural winners, Salt Pond Breakers, by 68 runs in the final. The host nation, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, of course, still reeling from the effects of the massive eruption at the La Soufriere volcano last month. Many homes destroyed and thousands displaced by the natural disaster. Notwithstanding the current challenges, the cricket fraternity in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, determined to remain positive and have adopted the slogan "Build a Vibes" for this year's event. Joining us to preview the competition is Tournament Director Dr. Kishore Shallow, of course, also Vice President of Cricket West Indies. Dr. Shallow, welcome to the SportsMax Zone. Great to have you on.
Good evening, Lance. Good evening to your listeners, viewers as well.
Yeah, we spoke to Kesrick Williams a couple of weeks ago. He spoke about looking ahead to this tournament and so on. Not too far away now from the start. How ready are the players and everyone for the tournament?
Well, the players have been training for the last few days, and they had a couple practice games in as well, so they're quite excited to get on the field and play some competitive cricket again. The tournament, all logistics in place. The advantage of having hosted 2 tournaments before in less than a year actually is that most of the things are already set, and it's just a matter of going by a script. So we are ready. We are keen for Saturday to commence the tournament.
Yeah, well, the entire region, fell behind St. Vincent and the Grenadines with, solid messages of support and so on during the recent problems with the volcano. From a facility standpoint and a sporting standpoint, at what stage of readiness are they for this, given the fact that, pretty much the entire country was covered in ash not long ago?
Yeah, Lance, this is an incredible event that we are hoping to put on here, and quite optimistic we remain that we are going to execute it successfully as we have done in the previous two tournaments. The thing is, where we are in Honestvale, it's in the green zone, and apart from the first couple of days of the explosions, we haven't been affected at this part of the island by the ash, and so there's no dust around to check the players in terms of the breathing and so on, and it is considered to be extremely safe in the Honestvale area.
Definitely. Based on, the tournaments being held before, of course, that gives you the opportunity to see where you can improve. Can we expect anything differently for this Vincy T10?
Yes, Maria. So what we are going to do this time, because we believe, as most would probably agree, that this is a unique opportunity, a unique experience where we could actually show the rest of the world the reality on the ground in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we're not only going to be focusing on the cricket, we're going to show these situations in the red zone. We have quite a few of the players who are displaced, who we are moving into an accommodation by themselves. They're going to be telling their stories over the tournament. We have the players going to be photo shoot. Even our song, the anthem for this tournament, is called "From the Ashes," and people will be able to resonate and actually understand what is happening in St. Vincent and again. It's an incredible experience that we're hoping to share with the rest of the world.
Definitely, and of course, based on how the tournaments went before, how has the corporate world, businesses and everything taken to the Vincy T10? Have you got more sponsors? How has everybody received the tournament?
Well, most importantly, Dream 11, they have been quite impressed with the staging of the previous 2 editions, and they have again committed to being our commercial partner in a substantial way. And we have a couple prospects locally in St. Vincent, but of course, because of the situation, again, you can understand that the corporate community is, investing in terms of the rebuilding and so on. So fortunately, we are in a position, the St. Vincent Grenadines Cricket Association is quite in a comfortable situation financially, that we could stage this tournament without much bother about the injection of funds from corporate St. Vincent.
So, Dr. Shallow, the proceeds from the tournament, I'm sure you want to do a lot of goodwill. You've pretty much said so. How do you share what you will make with the parts of the country that really need a helping hand in this very difficult time?
And we have already started that, George. We have donated, hundreds of cases of water to not only cricketers, but to our friends across the island. We have been out even engaging in activities just to lighten the moment and put smiles on people's faces and the shelters and so on. As I said, we have displaced cricketers. A number of our cricketers lost games where their homes were destroyed, and so they have lost games. What the local association have done through a grant from the Windward Islands Cricket Board is purchase gears to replace them, some 15, 20,000 hours worth of cricket gears to replace the ones that were destroyed. So we have been doing stuff, and then the intention is to donate some of these proceeds from this tournament as well to the unfortunate ones who have been displaced. A lot of damages have been done, as you could imagine, in the red zone areas mainly, and so it's to see how we can help, partner with whether it's the National Emergency Organization and other organizations to help our people in the rebuilding process.
Okay, so quickly before you go, Dr. Shallow, are there any overseas non-nationals playing in this tournament? I remember the Dominican Kevin Hodge with a brilliant knock in the final that helped Soufriere Hikers win last time out. Given all that is happening, will you have overseas players there?
Unfortunately not, because again, we obviously still in the COVID times.
Yes.
And the quarantine, from them traveling across the region this time would have been more challenging. And unfortunately, we don't have that feature this time around.
Okay, good. Well, we'll be in touch. SportsMax, of course, will be carrying the tournament live. Great talking to you again, Dr. Shallow, and we'll continue to monitor the happenings in SVG.
Thanks, Lance. Take care.
Yeah, okay. Interactive to come after the break.